here. Okay, okay. Saludos, Alberto. Welcome to the show. Happy to see you here for the last couple of days, Alberto. I have a nice watch market update for all of you out there, okay? So bear with me for a second and we'll get the show on the roll. Okay. That's there. Just there. We'll be on. Saludos, luxury gentlemen. Saludos. Happy to have you. Happy to have you back, luxury gentlemen, and Alberto and everybody, Believable, you people. Okay, so we got that. Doc Mick of Florida, welcome to the show, Papa. Welcome to the show. We'll be on. Just give me a second. We had a thunder lightning that hit me, head on, and I don't know what happened. You know how this is. I gotta tell you something that is unbelievable. Wait till I tell you what I'm gonna tell you today. You're gonna go, wow. I know, Papa. I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do it a little early. I'm gonna try to do 6:30. To get you. Alberto, I'm so sorry, Alberto. But thank you again for always supporting the channel. I appreciate that. So guys, I'm going to get into the watch market update. Here we go. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back once again to the Watch Market Update Show. As you know, this is a public service watch announcement channel. We try to bring you the truth and only the truth in this channel. Always. Whatever we learn, we pass it along to you guys for free of charge. None of that mumbo jumbo, dues, this membership. We give it to you straight. What we ask you guys for is for a thumbs up, and if you can, subscribe to the channel. You won't regret it. And if you don't like it, you just unsubscribe and you get going. You continue on skip hopping around through life like a bunny rabbit. But this is what it is. All right, guys. So please try to subscribe to our channel. You will not regret it. This is the #1 watch market update show in the world, chosen by no other Rob Report. That's all. And Fudinki as well, and Goldman Sachs and Bloomberg, and it's unbelievable. Unbelievable, this show. You know what I'm trying to say, Doc Mick of Florida. You know what I'm trying to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start by telling all of you, Saludos. Saludos, Brit Boy. Welcome to the show. Welcome. I want to start by telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you know that every day when I do a live stream, we the after we finish it, the video gets uploaded, and in their system, and their the system the people have, the system, the tube, it gets uploaded, and you have to wait 15, 16 hours before you can upload it again so you people can see it the next day. You understand me, right? You follow me, right? Perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do that always so people can, it's a small channel with organic subscribers, and we try our best, Thank you very much, AB Delta. Thank you. Saludos to you. So, yesterday we had the show, and today I uploaded the video again. And I want you to know this so you understand, when I say that, they have a payroll on this, for this, but not for this, they have it for this, This is a good one, this is the bad one, right? So we had the repeat, the rerun of yesterday, and it was going on, and people were making comments, and people were leaving messages, and back and forth. And we must have had, this is no lie, we must have had probably, when the show first started, it was going pretty quick. We had like around 30 comments going on from different people. And ladies and gentlemen, so you understand, when I talk to you about the thunder lightning on our TV station, antenna, it happens. Ladies and gentlemen, before you knew, we had like around 12 thumbs up, 12 thumbs up and all that good stuff. And before, out of nowhere, ladies and gentlemen, out of nowhere, all the comments disappear, and the likes, they were like 12, something to that. It went down to 3. So what I'm trying to tell you is what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very honest channel that doesn't try to flim-flam people or hoodwink people, none of that, or spoofball, none of that stuff. We try to give you the honest truth. And for being truthful, that's what happens. They knock down your TV antenna station, and they do all kind of, if I may use the word, please help me out if this is the right word to use, sabotage, and because we try to bring you the truth so they don't continue, getting you people as lambones, lambones and palomos and, crumb bums, sandbags. You know what I'm trying to say? It's unbelievable, So I'm letting you know what's going on so you can see the attack, the attack that we have in this channel for speaking the truth. It's the truth. They silence you, silence, they silence you for helping people out. And that's what happens, because they don't want that. They don't want me to continue helping you people out. They don't want that. They want you to continue getting flim-flam and fleeced. But I cannot permit that, and everybody. And listen to me for real, ladies and gentlemen. No sean palomos. Don't be possum kickers. Everybody wants my head. I said it wrong. Everybody wants sweet kick Kino's head, because Kino's the brains of this channel. You know what I'm trying to say, Wicked. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say, Brit Boy. You know. And they don't want you to learn because they want to continue dumb-downing on you. Dumb down. They want to dumb down on you people. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot record the word stupid in your head because you're not stupid. They want you to record the word stupid. They don't want you to record the word smart. They want you to record the word stupid, lambón. You don't know about that kind of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm trying to tell you. I tell you the truth. Saludos. Saludos, Renato. Saludos. I try to tell you the truth, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm stupid like that. And I have to. And I have to make it funny, so they don't get mad at me for being serious. So I have to be funny. I have to play a character, and sometimes I don't even want to play the character. I want to be truthful, from who I am, but I got to play the character. And ladies and gentlemen, you won't believe it, that they wiped out all the comments. They wiped out all the thumbs up, and they left one comment they left, and 3 thumbs up. I'm not even going to tell you who was the gentleman that was there. I'm not even going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. This is how it is, ladies and gentlemen. You people got to be smart, and you people have to defend this channel because this is your channel. This is your channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's the attack they have against our channel, papi. It's like paying those Lost in Space. Remember the program Lost in Space Robots? What they pay for Lost in Space robots to attack this channel? Do you understand me? Yes or no? I'm giving you subliminal messages. The attack is to attack this channel. And this is what it is. But I got to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. So you know what's going on. I'm letting you know so you can defend this channel. We are under attack for saying the truth. Like what they do to all these platforms. They want to silence us. They want to silence us. They don't want us to talk about no more the watch market is dead. They don't want me to tell you that the watch market in September and October, it was a 56% dumping. They don't want dumping. They don't want that, ladies and gentlemen. Dumping. They don't want that, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm going to give it to you. Dumping again, okay? They don't want me to say that, but dumping again. I'm furious today, and I'm not going to take it any longer. Dame la pastilla del corazón. Give me my heart, my pill. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. This is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. You don't believe this. I'm tired. I'm not going to take it any longer, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. I'm tired. I'm tired. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you something else, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about precious materials for a second quickly. The price of palladium, the troy ounce, is $1,428. The price of platinum, the troy ounce, is $1,592. The price of silver, the troy ounce, is $47.50. And ladies and gentlemen, the Great Gazoo. The Great Gazoo. The Great Gazoo? Fred Flintstone had the Great Gazoo. He would stay hanging around with him always here. He would tell him what to do. Saludos, Aquiles. Se jodió, papi. Tú lo sabes. Jodió. And the Rolex gold, yellow gold, is at $3,958. No fear. There's no fear there. There's no fear. Relax. There's no fear. This is what's going to happen. People dumped too much gold at 4,400, at 4,389, the troy ounce. They're getting it back again. Buy the dip. Buy the dip. If you don't know what the dip is, you Google it, because I'm not going to tell you, and neither is Sweet Kick Kino. He's not going to tell you either. All right? Buy the dip. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you something that you need to be aware. I have told all of you in this channel, when there's a watch out there that is very economic and it has a load of gold, I'm going to be talking about, and I've talked about this watch to you many times. I don't know if you guys purchased it. I don't know if you looked into it, but I did talk to you about this watch. This is a Rolex white gold. This is like a brick, like, the brick of AP, but this is the brick of Rolex. White gold, with I think it's a platinum bezel. It's unbelievable, with a white dial. It's the Yachtmaster 44 millimeter, It's a dog. It's a dog with a couple of fleas. The watch has a retail price of $50,000. And it's also a collector's choice, you know? It's retire, you know, it's business continue, collector's grave, collector's unit, you know, collector's dream. But ladies and gentlemen, nobody will buy that watch. Nobody. This is the Yacht Master, white gold. Nobody will buy that watch. And I told all of you out there, all of you, luxury gentleman knows where I'm going with this because he is a man that sees from far. You know, the key, el ve. He sees everything. I told all of you, probably, you know, I've told you every 4 months, I kept on telling you. Every 4 months, I kept on telling you, don't pay for that watch. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to offend a lot of people who are Yacht Masters, you know, fans. But this is the truth, papi. You know, this is the truth. I told people out there, don't pay for that watch more than $19,000. A $50,000 watch, $19,000. Then I said, don't pay more than $21,000. And then I said, don't pay more than $22,000. And then I went back to $21,000. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I know quite a few people. They have bought that watch. That's right. It is a big wow. It is a big wow. It is a big wow. And this is for real. Luxury gentlemen, put up there if I'm lying or not. Put up there, luxury gentlemen, if I'm lying or not what I'm saying. I told people, buy this watch. You know, your money is there and go all day, every day. But ladies and gentlemen, you cannot be greedy in this business, in this institution. You cannot be greedy. You can't be greedy. You got to be, you know, tranquilo, you know, still and look and analyze. I know somebody in the business that bought one. Is this, it's a sad truth, papi. You know it, luxury gentlemen. You know it, Mr. Donut. It's the sad truth. He bought the watch. He bought the watch. So you understand how the watch market is behaving. Don't be dumbskis. Don't be dumbskis. No sean palomos. Don't be sandbags, crumb bums, window lickers, possum kickers, you know, cow tippers. You cannot continue being that while I'm here. So this gentleman bought the watch for $21,000. He bought the watch. And he was trying to sell it all over the place. All over the place. For a markup of $23,500. So he can make a solid $2,500 profit. But there was no takers. Luxury gentleman didn't want it. Mr. Donut didn't want it. Sweet Kick Kino didn't want it. Juan didn't want it. And the guy was going desperate. But something was coming to save him. And that was that gold. You know, that gold that went all the way up to 4,000. Let's round it up to $4,400. But he became a snake in the grass and he became slick. You know, un lambón. And he said, I'm going to fill my head up now for real. And he didn't know that Friday came along and the price of gold started dropping and dropping and dropping. Ladies and gentlemen, he figured that it was better to disassemble the watch, take out the movement. This is a crime. You know, it's not a real crime, but this is a crime when you do this to a watch that has the biggest logo in the world. It's a crime. You know, it's a crime. So he took out the crystal. He took out the movement with the dial. And he took all the white gold, put it all together. And he had like 225 grams, ladies and gentlemen. But the bus, you know, the Metro bus passed by him. And he didn't get on it when it was at $4,400. $4,400. $4,400. And what do I get when I give you this information? I get this. But that's all right. It's who I am. I'm stupid like that. You know, Paco Gambino told me always, Paco Gambino told me, whatever you learn in life, Juan, you don't leave the world without letting the people know what you know. He always told me, if it's something very, very bad, don't say it. You know, be quiet about it, you know. And ladies and gentlemen, the gentleman did the right thing, but the 4,400 troy ounce passed by, and he had to let it go with the prices that we have today. So he cashed out. He cashed out. Cashed out at $22,700. Listen to this. $22,700. And he sold the movement, the stack of hands, the dial. He sold it for 2 G's, for $2,000. So he made more money scrapping a beautiful king of watches, scrapping it, pa fuera, goodbye, because nobody is buying that watch, ladies and gentlemen. But I have to be the one telling you this, because they won't tell you. And I've been telling you this for the longest, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody's going to talk to you about this. They're going to be talking to you about the cosa de mojones. You know, mojones, you know? You know what mojón is? Mojón? I'll let somebody put it up there for you guys. Mojones. You know, diarrea mental. Diarrea. You know, mental diarrhea. You know, talking to you nonsense. You know what I'm trying to say, Papi. Thank you, man. You know, people don't believe me. If you don't believe me, that's fine. You don't have to believe me. When you see it, just thank me in your head. Damn, that guy is for real, man. He says it like it is. You think Deputy Boxing Black Eyes is going to tell you this? You think the Walrus Fat Bastard is going to tell you this? You think the Hungry Hippo Mr. Magoo is going to tell you this? The 2 Jehovah Witness brothers, the 2 Toddler Body brothers, Big Pun and Heavy D, the Indian brothers, there are like 17 of them with tape haircuts. You think they're going to tell you this? They're not going to tell you none of this. You know, they're not going to talk, you know. Listen to me, Mr. Donut. You're talking about a person. You talk to me about that person every day, and that's very nice. We're gonna talk a little bit about Eugene, aka Jacob McChicken. You know, the SEC is looking for him. Google it. Don't talk about it no more, and Google it so you see who it is. Eugene, Jacob McChicken, the SEC is looking for you. I'm going to ask a question to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. If your parents give you a name when you were born, if your parents give you a name when you were born, like my parents gave me this name. My name is Juan Felipe Nieves, right? And when I'm 30 years old, I decide to change my name, not only my first name, but my last name. Who is that person? Who is he? Is he somebody that you would trust? Is that somebody you would trust? We don't talk about nobody's name here. Be smart. No sean gilipollas. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something else. You know, here again, we're going to tell you what's happening out there no matter what. And ladies and gentlemen, we have another watch brand that had another release. And it's an unbelievable watch. We're talking about the Omega. You know, the Omega watch. You know, the Omega watch, ladies and gentlemen. Omega is an unbelievable watch. This is the, just to tell you what it is, it's the Speedmaster Milano Cortina of 2026. Unbelievable watch, ladies and gentlemen. It's a watch. It's the countdown, the 100 countdown to the Olympics. In Milan, over there. Cortina over there. It's an unbelievable watch. 38 millimeter, ladies and gentlemen, 38 millimeter watch, unbelievable chronograph, and ladies and gentlemen, under the six. In the six, it has 26, the name 2026, like the Olympics, it has it there. And it's an unbelievable watch. Nobody's going to show you that because they want to get it all and pay it at retail and give you this slowly. But I won't. I give you a head start because I'm stupid like that. And I will show it to you. I will show it to you for free. I will show it to you for free. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a watch that, I say to myself, I think it's going to do well. There it is. This is the watch. This is the Omega. There it is, the Omega right there. It's beautiful. This watch, counting the days to the Olympics. Omega's new Speedy. There he is. It's the late installment on a release October the 29th, 2025. Let me show you another picture. You guys deserve that, And this is it over here too. A beautiful watch, as you can see it, This is a small budget, channel, This is how we do it. These are our pictures. Unbelievable but true. There they are. 38 millimeter white. And you see right there the 26? Look at it. Under the 6 o'clock. 26. Right there. See that? And then, ladies and gentlemen, it's special because it has the 26. It has the Olympics. And it has the rings. The rings from the Olympics. This is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Only I do this. There it is. There it is, boys. Look at that. Huh? Look at that. It's an unbelievable. In the back. In the back, it has the engraving 26. The Olympic rings. All that good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. All that good stuff. Not even Mundiki has this. I do it for free. Porque soy un lambón. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to give any credit to somebody, you must give it to Sweet Cake Kino. He's the one that does all this, And Sweet Cake Kino is one of the hardest workers out there in the watch business. As you can see, we gave you that. But we're going to give you more. We're going to give you more because we're stupid like that, ladies and gentlemen. The retail price of that watch. The retail price of that watch is $6,800. And the people are having a frenzy. A frenzy when fishes go crazy, dolphins, dorado, you know what I'm saying? Tú sabes, they go crazy, the people are going crazy. But we always say, me and Sweet Cake Kino always say, that's exactly what I said, Frank Rizzo, $6,800. Kino told me, we cannot leave our organic watch channel subscribers without knowing the truth. And I'm going to tell you a little more. Go Dodgers. Go Toronto. This watch, Omega, the brand, also has like 2 more watches that they released too, today, October the 29th. That part, Sweet Cake Kino told me to tell you. Tú me dijiste que se lo dijera, ¿verdad? No te metas entonces, no te metas. Kino told me, for you guys, I'm going to lie. I'm lying to you guys. I'm lying. I told Kino, let them do their own homework and find out the rest of the other, Omega watches. All right? So that's for you guys so you understand what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. so you understand. Ladies and gentlemen, before I get into the watch market update, I want to say that I have seen some very sad, news and videos of people being attacked in grocery store parking lots. You know, like those big, stores where they sell. When I go to Costco, you buy their meat and you buy like $400 in meat, and you don't even know what happened with the $400 in meat. There was a lady coming out, with a cart, and she had the cart full of meat. And one of those family members that already knows that the SNAP, the week is not going to be existing no more. She went to the lady's car and she parked the car next to the car. She got out and she started taking all her beef and throwing it in the car and throwing it in the car. And the lady said, I don't care. My family's not going to starve. And what I mean by that is, we ourselves, promote that. And we pass along a subliminal messages to the people out there, like, it's okay, go ahead, do it, you can do it, And I say this to you in the most saddest way, because they have the power to flip us around, like you had the other lady I told you about, the other lady talking about that on November the 25th to the 2nd of December, she wants to do a mass blackout, and she's sending out a subliminal message to all the lambones of the world. Don't go to work, not for one day. No, papi, no. Not for one day. They don't want you to work. You're making a salary. I'm going to be nice. You're making $1,000 a week. And this person is telling you to take the whole week off. Don't make $1,000. Don't spend no money. Stay home, because we want to prove a point. I don't know what the point is. Maybe you guys, because you guys son figuras. You guys are figures. And you guys know too much. Maybe you can explain to me what is the por qué la razón, what's the reason of doing this mass blackout protests. You know what's going to happen on Thanksgiving Eve when people are flying around from airport to airport, trying to go see their grandmother, trying to see their uncle that's not feeling well, trying to go see their brother that came down from the service. This person is giving this message to everybody. And this is why I'm telling you that today the lady with the cart, with all the meat full up, and the lady parked and took out all air. And she told her, you touch me, I'll knock you out. Can you imagine somebody telling you that's taking your meat? You're taking my meat. I pay for it with my money. And you're telling me, if you touch me, I'm going to knock you out. So, listen, guys, we're not going to be talking here about red, blue, red. To me, para todos ustedes, for all of you out there, to me, both of those colors is the same shit with the same different smell. Smelly. That's it. Okay, so I want you guys to know what's happening so you guys can protect your family out there. This is what they're doing. You got that guy, that guy George, George, over there, that guy George, people, getting people together to do all these things, it's what it is. We are under attack, ladies and gentlemen. Not only are we under attack, this channel is under attack. We're under attack, and pretty soon I'm going to make a video of me getting beat up. And I'm going to show it to you, like those people, like that guy, Iron Tiger, over there from 47th Street, all those people that get beat up, I'm going to be like them too, pretty soon, but mine's is going to be for real. They're going to, So I'm trying to tell you what's going on. I try to make it funny so you guys can relax, para que no se pongan nerviosos. Don't get nervous, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm telling you what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Please protect your families, protect yourselves. And I'm going to say the most important thing now. If they come for your meat or they come for your food, just give it up. Don't question it. It's an honor for me to give it to you. You know, this is what they're labeling out there. And if you don't believe me, right now, Google it. This is happening all over America. It's happening in Boston, Massachusetts. That's how you say it, Boston, Massachusetts, you know, over there. And it's happening over there in the West Coast, you know, over there. You know, people are walking around and, you know, it's unbelievable. Over there in, in Pennsylvania, where people just stand like this for an hour. I don't know how they do it, guys, but like this for an hour. I don't know what that thing has, that chemical, but it's unbelievable, you know? I'm letting you know what's going on. I'm letting you guys know. I'm going to give you a watch market update because I need to continue, letting you guys know how the watch market keeps on, behaving. I spoke to you yesterday about certain watches and I gave you prices on them. And I'm going to show you today. I gave you a price yesterday and I'm going to show you how quick it dropped. It dropped faster than Bill Clinton's pants in an Arkansas farmhouse. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our first watch is a Rolex stainless steel Oyster Perpetual 41 millimeter 134300. Pistachio with a retail price of $6,600. It was all the way up at $15,000. And when it was first released over there in that show, over there in Geneva, unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, do yourself a favor and be smart. Stop giving your money away. Whoever has cash is king. If you have cash, you're king. You laugh in their faces. When you tell them a price and they laugh, you say, no, you can't laugh. I got this. This is what I got. It's here. And you keep on going station to station until you get the number you want, until you get the price you want. You told them that Sweet Kino told you that. Don't pay for that watch. All of you saying $10,000, and my God, you guys are getting real good. Don't pay for that watch more than $9,500. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an embarrassment, this watch, because I consider this watch brand an unbelievable watch brand. I consider this watch an unbelievable complication watch. We're talking about Vacheron Constantin Overseas. The 7900V, 41 millimeter, dual time watch. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Retail price of this watch with a white dial. Beautiful silver white dial. Papi, la situación está jodida. Está jodida la situación. La situación está jodida, muchacho. Está jodida la situación. Situation is really bad out there, gentlemen. Very, very bad. Dual time, silver, white dial. Unbelievable time machine. Ladies and gentlemen, has a retail price of $30,900. Wow, Achilles. Be careful, Achilles. Be very, very careful. Be very careful, Achilles. Stay awake. Stay awake. Don't pay for that Vacheron Constantin Overseas stainless steel 41 millimeter 7900V. Dual time, white dial. $30,900 a retail price. Don't pay for that watch more than $17,000. It's dangerous out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's dangerous. That's how bad the watch market is. I was letting them laugh, and I was letting all you lambones get happy. Always going, the watch market is up and running, and I'm laughing in the corner. Lo pobre. Lo pobre. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. Yes, that's the retail price. Retail price is $30,000. 30,000. Don't pay more than 17, right? You know how those people are? Those people are going nuts. You know what they're saying again? They're saying that guy, Sweet Kino, again, for the past 3 years, has been saying the watch market is dead And my God, it is dead. He's right. How's that? Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is an unbelievable watch, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Patek Philippe Nautilus rose gold, fully rose gold, bracelet and casing. Unbelievable time machine with a 40.5 millimeter casing. You want to know what reference it is? Se jodió Bacherón, papi. Se fue para Jackson, papi, para Jackson. Para lo público. Así, mira. Se fue. What do I get? This. But that's all right. We're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, el patrón, papá. El patrón. El patrón, Carlo Gambino, the 5980. You know? Carlo Gambino, the Lucchese, the Bonanno, Genovese. You don't know about this stuff, papi. You don't know about this stuff. Look what Frank Rizzo's putting there, $180,000. You know why he's putting $180,000? Because that's a subliminal message they've been giving him, 180. But Frank Rizzo, I'm going to give it to you now, the real number. The real number. No te asustes, papi. Esto es de gratis. Esto es de gratis, papá. Esto es fácil y muy bueno para bailar. Won't pay for that watch more than $162,000, and I'm going to give you that. There it is for you. That one again. There it is for you again. Debt. Thank you very much, Wicked, for that super chat. Thank you very much, Wicked, from the bottom of my heart, Papa. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you very much. I really, honestly appreciate everything you do for this channel. Thank you very much. You cannot continue being lambones. Watch market is dead. It's like I told you on Monday that a 56% between September and October, nobody's bringing in watches. And you're still thinking it's 180. Ave María Purísima, Dios mío. Papi, for you to have $180,000, realistically, your bank account has to have, ¿cuánto kilo? No, aquí no dan los dos, no vacile. For you to put on $180,000 watch, you know, the rest are pretenders. You're going to see pretenders with it on, but for you to really have that watch in your hand, you have to have in your bank. You have to have in your bank, I say between 8 and 12 melons. You know what 12 melons is? 8 and 12 melons. That's all I got to tell you. If you don't have between 8 and 12 melons, there's no reason for you to be wearing that watch. They cost $160,000. There's no reason. That's all I got to do. You do whatever you want. It's your money. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an unbelievable watch. This is an AP Royal Oak Black Ceramic Chrono, 50th anniversary. 50th anniversary, reference number 26240 CE, 41 millimeter. Retail price is $82,200. Saludos, Thurston Howard III. Saludos. Tú lo sabes, luxury. Tú lo sabes. Aquí lo que son pretenders. We have pretenders in the streets of Miami, Little Havana, La Sabuesera, Westchester, Kendall. Son unos partidos de descarados lo que son. Descarados. Lambones. Que se ponen a robar en Burlington. Los perfumes. Kino, estoy loco, Kino. Oh, man. Unbelievable. 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 Tú lo sabes, lipstick y todo, se fue todo, papi. You know, allá en Saks Fifth Avenue, off Saks Fifth Avenue en el Dolphin Mall. So increíble. It's unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. AP Royal Oak Black Ceramic Chrono, 50th anniversary, reference number 26240CE. CE, retail price is $82,200. Ladies and gentlemen, they have that watch at $111,000. Corona era prices. $111,000. Corona beer era prices. Están locos. Están locos. No pueden conmigo. No se metan con Kino. Kino es una jodienda. Kino's from the underworld. Kino's from the underworld. Yo no dije nada, Kino. Yo no dije nada. Yo dije que tú eres la persona inteligente del mundo. You know, it's unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you because you need to know the truth. If you're looking, sir, you wanted this watch market, I'm going to give it to you. You wanted it, I'm going to give it to you. You don't pay for that watch more. You do whatever you want. It's your money. If you want to give it away to the homeless. Give it away, give it away, give it away, give it away. You know, like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. You know what I'm saying? You give it away there. Or give it away to the homeless, shelters, the Camile's house, you know, UNICEF, the dogs, shelters. You do whatever it is if you want to give it away. But ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that watch more than $94,000. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you about the Omega Silver Snoopy, white dial, blue gauges. It has the little doggy that moves around, the little doggy, you know what I'm saying? It has a blue strap. You know, it's an unbelievable watch, ladies and gentlemen. It has two straps, stainless steel and you know, leather, Velcro, I don't know what it is, blue jean. You know, it's one of those straps. This thing has a reference number that's from here to Hialeah. It's unbelievable. It's really, really long. Reference number is 310-32-425-002001. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. 42 millimeter. Unbelievable. Do yourself a favor and stop giving away your children's tuition money. Stop giving away your wife's 401k. If you want to give it away, give it away, give it away, give it away to the homeless, you know, to the animal shelters. Pretty soon I'm gonna put one of the shelters that I support so you can support it too. Pretty soon. Don't pay for that watch, for that Snoopy, silver Snoopy. Don't pay more. No te meta. Don't pay more than $12,300. You do whatever you want. Use slider condition material watches in this channel. Use. Don't get that confused. Don't get it confused. You do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Do look. Thurston. Take it easy, Thurston Howard III. Lehigh, Papa, Lehigh. Unbelievable. This is therapy for my soul, man. This is therapy, Papa. Terapia mental para mi cabeza. Qué lindo, bien, Papa. Bien, bien, Thurston, beautiful. Our next watch, ladies and our next watch, ladies and gentlemen, is a Rolex, you know? The king. The king. The king. The king, Papi. Don't forget it. They're the king. If you're going to lose money, the watch brand you're going to lose the least is with the king. Okay? It's with the king. Don't forget that. It is the Rolex stainless steel land dweller, 41 millimeter. 41 millimeter. White chicken coop dial. You know, chicken coop. It has a chicken coop dial. If you look at the land dweller and you look at the dial, it's a chicken coop dial, you know? Chicken coop dial, white. It's unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the reference number is the 127334. You know, retail price is $15,200. $350. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, when this watch was released, this one, stainless steel, not the rose gold, not the platinum, none of that. The chicken coop white dial. It was a moment there. Hay que estar loco. Hay que estar, a ir a pescar, to try to cast and catch a fish, un pescado, un lambón, un sapo. It went all the way up to 50,000, 47, 46. You know what I'm saying? Keep on going, 45, 44. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. Guys, don't feel sad. It is what it is. The watch market is dead. You're going to be buying watches for $5,000. Datejust, 41, 5Gs. No hay dinero, papi. O'Donnell Rosie has all of them on a blackout, a mass protest. They're not going to work for a week. You have 350 million Americans, the population of the United States. Let's say that 200 million follow her. At $1,000 a week, se jodieron. There's no Christmas tree in Home Depot for you. Te jodiste. Because you're listening to that, person. I don't know. Can somebody tell me what's the reason that, that they're making this protest, this blackout, this mass protest, don't work for a week and don't buy the day of, ¿cómo se llama eso, Kino? El Día Negro. El Día Negro. El Día Negro, Kino. Tú tampoco sabes. The day Thursday, Black Friday. No shopping Black Friday. No shopping Black Friday. Para joder más la economía. Pero está bien to mess up more the economy. Okay. It's just what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Esto está jodido. Está jodido. I'm going to tell you just this, ladies and gentlemen. Don't pay for that land dweller. Don't pay for that land dweller, 40 millimeter, whatever it is, 40, I don't know what it is. Chicken coop white dial. Don't pay more than $28,000. And Kino, jálame para atrás. Jálame para atrás, Kino. Jálame. Se me jodió el codo. Dame again. Suéltame, Kino. Suéltame. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. I got it for you. That's all. You tell them that I sent you. You cut the clip and you send it to them. That's all. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch, I got some terrible news. Me duele aquí el codo. Me duele. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a watch here that I spoke to you about this watch also yesterday, that we had another release by Patek Philippe. Complications, Calatrava. It's an unbelievable watch. It's the 50, what is this watch? I forgot what it was. The 5328. I think that's what it is. The 5328, something to that. This is an unbelievable watch. The 5328, 41 millimeter, blue dial, blue strap. And, I told you the retail price. In this channel, the hardest worker, sweet kid Kino, Papa. Kino today, he told me, man, that watch is dropping faster than Billy Boy's pants in an Arkansas farmhouse. He told me in Spanish. But he told me, And I said, really, Kino? He said, yeah. You said yesterday, which it was the correct number, you said 117, 118, don't pay. And the retail price of the watch is, $85,356. I want to show you how quick the watch market is, just, it's like, like Godzilla. Remember Godzilla? Remember Godzilla and Gigantor? When you were a kid, you never watched Godzilla and Gigantor? Gigantor! Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, don't get scared. Like an avalanche. Don't get scared. I told you yesterday, 117, 118. Increíble, Kino. Gracias, papá, por velarme. Absolutely, Frank Rizzo. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch. That where you saw it for 82 is fake. They're gonna get you. Don't pay for that watch more than $106,000. And next week or tomorrow, it'll drop again. And tomorrow, it'll drop again. And Friday and Saturday, Halloween, it'll keep on dropping. But I have to give you the numbers. The sweet kid Kino gives me, I got to give them to you. Sweet kid Kino to me, Joaquin to you. You cannot call him Kino. He doesn't like that. Call him Joaquin. If you don't know him in a friendly basis way, don't do it. Don't do it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something here now that is unbelievable. This is the Patek Philippe Complications 5205. 5205, ladies and gentlemen. Annual calendar with a blue dial. Blue dial. Unbelievable. Blue dial. This is an unbelievable 42 millimeter. The 5205G. Papi, you put it on your wrist and you walk down the boardwalk and the mommies will throw you their dirty panties. Ha! Go ahead. You remember that, right? Good for you. Good for you, Mr. Donut. But ladies and gentlemen, this watch has a retail price with that beautiful shellac box, with all the bells and whistles. Wow, Achilles, you're doing better now. You're doing better, Papa. You're doing much better. This watch has a retail price of $73,549. Frank Rizzo, if you want to continue giving money away, please help out UNICEF. Please. Zoe, stop right there. Zoe, stop right there. Wow. Hay gente que saben. Hay gente que saben. Hay gente que saben. What does Zoe say? ¿Cuánto dijo? 43? You said 43, right? 43. 43,000. 42.5. Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you with all honesty and sadness whoever bought this watch, which is a beautiful watch. Don't pay for that watch more than $39,500. I don't want to give it too many drops because, that's not that's a beautiful watch, but it's dead. It's dead. It's dead. It's dead. It's dead. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you about another watch, which is the Patek Philippe Complications. This is an annual calendar travel time. Travel 41 millimeter, 41. Beautiful. It has a beige suede. Yep, I got one. It went poop and it came back in. Yes. A nice suede beige strap. Beautiful watch. Same thing. I got one, papi. Me lo tiran. Me lo tiran. Me lo tiran. De gratis, pero me lo tiran. And what do I get? Pretty soon they're going to aim at me. They're going to aim at me. Papi, I'm the #1 watch market update show. Nobody has a show like this one. Look around, man. If they would open the doors to this show, papi, me como todo mundo. Me jamo a todo mundo. You know the guy from Cuba? The guy from Cuba said, Hama, Hama, Hama. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Patek Philippe Complications. Pánfilo. Eres grande, papá, eres grande. Bien, bien dicho, Pánfilo. Diablo, Oh man, I'm gonna go tomorrow to work, man. Powerful, man. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, there has a khaki, a khaki, a khaki, a base wave, a strap is beautiful, the dial is beautiful. It's unbelievable. Annual calendar, travel time, 41 millimeter, and the retail price is gonna it's gonna scare you guys away. It's $100,721. $100,721 retail price plus your Uncle Sam's taxes. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the same watch like the 5328G, the blue strap, the one that just came out yesterday, like that. It's going down, down, down. So you understand where that one is going to. The date, 5328. It's going down, down, down. Like this one, And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want with this 5326G annual calendar, travel time, 41 millimeter, khaki stripe, strap, suede. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay more. Beautiful, Mr. Donut. Don't pay for that watch more than $61,000. And that, okay, there it is. We have two more watches, and we're going to go see the baseball game. Pánfilo, te la comiste, papá. Pánfilo, eres brillante, macho. Eres brillante. Eres brillante. Our next watch, ladies and gentlemen, is a Rolex stainless steel deep sea dweller. Reference number 126660. 44 millimeter. And Kino thinks it will get to the... Not yet, Papi. Not yet. This is still Papi. You don't understand. This thing has so much room to go down. If you like those FP Jones watches, papi, they're going to keep on going down. That's all I got to tell you, Renato. Renato, tú eres uno de los míos, papá. You're one of mine. Ya. Okay, just to let you know. Deep Sea, 126660, 44 millimeter. Retail price is $11,900. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch more than $9,500. You told them I said so. No. Don't blame it on me. Blame it on Sweet Kikino to me, Joaquin to you. You told them that. And ladies and gentlemen, this is another watch that I spoke to you about yesterday. Listen and learn. This is a very important one for you to have it in your head. Don't blame it on me. Blame it on Sweet Kikino. Blame it on Odano. Blame it on Odano. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a watch that I spoke to you yesterday. And yesterday I told you don't pay for this watch, $63,500. So you can understand how this is moving. Don't leave so you can get this one. Don't leave. This is even more 28 Patek Philippe. This is more important than the 5328 Patek Philippe. Another one. White gold, blue jean strap, blue jean dial. Just came out yesterday, that Patek. This is even more important. This is the Rolex yellow gold oyster bracelet, green dial. Green dial. Not a Jubilee bracelet, fully yellow gold, oyster bracelet with a green dial, And I told you yesterday, reference number 336938. I told you yesterday, don't pay more than $63,500. Listen and learn. They're going to run to the hills down. Man, that guy Juan, he gave a watch market today that he gave me a thorn in my heart. I'm going to give it to you. Don't pay for that watch more. Ready? It's the last one, boys. It's the last one. Don't pay more than $61,500. There's your watch market update. I hope all of you learned something today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Don't forget, the more you guys give it likes, the stronger the watch, channel gets, all right? The stronger the watch channel gets. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. All of you from the bottom of my heart for being today with me here. All respect to all of you. Be good, be smart, and remember what I told you. If they come asking you for your groceries, you just give them up. You gave a donation. You gave a donation to Sweet Kick Kino under Kino's name. Give a donation, but you stay with your life. God bless all of you. Amen. Lo quiero mucho. Cuídense. Take care and brush your hair.